We're cracking the code on the greatest of all time. This is the GOAT Code. He was born in the heart of the Rust Belt in Fort Wayne, Indiana on March 10th, 1965. In high school, he won state titles in hurdles, all-conference honors in basketball, and all-American honors in football. Playing his college ball just down the road at Purdue, he was named All-American twice. And in track, he qualified for the Olympic trials in the 110-meter hurdles and held the NCAA record for the 60-meter hurdles for more than 10 years. And on April 28, 1987, with the 10th overall pick, he was drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. From the Pro Football Hall of Fame class of 2009, one of the greatest defensive backs of all time, Rod Woodson.
How are you, sir?
How are you?
I'm doing good.
Thank you so much for coming on the
My
GOAT
pleasure.
Code. All right. A lot of people know, well, Rod Woodson, one of the greatest, if not the greatest D-backs of all time. But growing up, when did it click with you that, you know what, I'm better than most people who are out here?
At Reynolds Streets in Fort Wayne, Indiana, we had a telephone pole on the corner, and then we had a telephone pole probably halfway down the street. And we used to race. So I used to race my brothers, and my oldest brother's 4 years older than me. And I was about 11 or 12-ish. We're like, okay, let's go race. So we went out, and I beat him. And I'm like, yeah, I'm kind of fast. So I knew I was faster than most of the kids that I played against. But as I got bigger, because I was a skinny little fart, as I got a little bit bigger, 10th grade, 11th grade, I grew about 2.5, 3 inches, gained about 35 pounds. And that's when the physicality on the defensive side came into play for me. And then that's when I started realizing, I'm not bad.
That's a bit of an understatement. Woodson topped out at 6 feet, 200 pounds, and he had legit world-class speed. Woodson's 4.33.40 was the fastest at the 1987 Combine. Those fast-twitch muscles also contributed to Woodson's elite reaction times. We've measured them at 0.16 of a second. That's less time than it takes for a match to ignite. But the physical skill that might have helped Woodson the most on the football field was hurdling. Now, you didn't just hurdle, you were elite. You could have been in the Olympics.
I had the 4th fastest time in the world at that time. It was 87, though. That was a holdout year on the National Football League. Went overseas, ran in Europe in the European circuit.
Watching lane 5, Ron Woodson, because he told the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'll see you later, took off for Europe, and he was their #1 draft choice.
Hurlers are some of the best athletes in the world. You're running full speed, and you're going over 10 different obstacles in a 110-meter race.
You didn't just go over the hurdles. Frequently, you would go through them, and your legs would get battered. Did you have a high tolerance for pain, or did you just not care?
Yes, you want to go over the hurdles. But I was a football player, so more aggressive. So at times, I would run through the hurdles. That means I just had a little bit more power than all the other hurdlers to get over and through it. It teaches you balance, power, speed. For me, I think that helped me in football.
The mindset for hurdling and football have more similarities than you might think. Both required a balance of physical precision and controlled aggression. The standard men's hurdle is 3.5 feet tall, roughly the same height as a lineman in a 3-point stance. Now imagine hurdling 10 of those linemen spaced out the length of a football field including the end zones. And Woodson's personal record in the 110-meter hurdles was less than a half a second off the current world record.
Today's football looks very different. It's just such a pass-heavy game now. Who are the D-backs that you look at and say, you know what, that guy plays a similar way that Rod Woodson did?
You know, I think Sauce coming in and playing the way he did, he played lights-out football last year. He's going to be the future of the National Football League.
How would you decode greatness in a way to those youngsters watching right now that they can understand, here are the elements you need to put in place to crack your code for greatness?
Over the course of time, I realized what a pro looks like. And what a pro is you're gonna keep repeating and repeating and repeating your exercise till you can't get it wrong. Completely different than an amateur. Amateur, they'll keep doing repeats until they get it right. And there's a huge difference in that. And the Steelers taught me how to not get it wrong. Keep doing it over and over and over, have that mindset. If you want to be great, you have to have a sacrifice. And then believe in what you see every time you step on the field.
Rod Woodson, God bless you. Thank you so much for being on the Go Code.
Thank you.
So to crack the GOAT code for Rod Woodson, we'll start with the stats. 1,158 tackles, 20 forced fumbles, 71 interceptions. And as of 2022, he's the all-time NFL leader with 12 pick sixes. Those numbers added up to 11 Pro Bowls, and he was named first-team All-Pro 6 times. He was the Defensive Player of the Year in 1993 and won a Super Bowl with the Ravens in 2001. Woodson certainly had tangibles like speed and quickness, but when you mix in the intangibles like body control and personal sacrifice, it all adds up to the code that makes Rod Woodson a true GOAT.
For the GOAT Code, I'm John Brinkus.